Hello and welcome back. So this is day 4, I believe, of the reading rush, but it's my day 3. So yeah, last night I had a lot of progress. I actually finished reading this book. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna do a full review of it, so I'll just kind of list my thoughts here. But I kind of wish that they had remained friends throughout the book, because I don't really consider this a spoiler. Like you can kind of guess that this is where it's going, but it was almost like insta love in a sense because these people like have only known each other for a few hours and then they're saying that I like love you and all this kind of stuff. I think it would have worked stronger if they just remained, best friends or whatnot on this. But no, other than that, I enjoyed it. There were a few characters that I'm like, wait, who are you? Or how does this connect? Or it didn't really connect to anything, or random things would just happen. But it didn't, like, aggravate me or bug me to a bad extent or anything like that. So yeah, I enjoyed this. So this is probably going to be a 4-star rating. But yeah, it was good. I started Sharp Objects this morning. I only read one page. I'm not sure how I feel about the writing style. It might take some getting used to, but yeah. I don't particularly like this audiobook. I've tried listening to it before, so this one I think I'm just going to read solely. I'm going to try to finish this today or tomorrow. I'm not sure how that's going to go, though. But yeah, that's kind of my plan. And then with Such a Fun Age, I actually did quite a bit of progress this morning. That smaller part, that's what I have left, and I'm probably going to listen to the audiobook today to help me, along and that kind of stuff. Yeah, my thoughts are continuing to grow on this book, and I'll go through it once I finish it, but right now I'm just kind of like, meh, if that makes sense, so, yeah, it's okay, it's not terrible. The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I'm hoping to read this outside. I know I'm going to go get Starbucks today, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook in the car. I might listen to the audiobook throughout the day as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, that's kind of my plan for today. It's not bulletproof, it's not solid or anything like that. I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing how that'll turn out for me. But it's currently 3 right now, and I kind of want breakfast, so I think I'm going to go get that and then check in with you guys later. So I just got back from the store. I went to Starbucks and I got my refresher, and then I went to Booksmoon. I kind of browsed around looking for new books. I almost bought 2. I believe they were called You Should Have Left and then Escape Room. I don't remember the names of the authors, but I'll put a picture up for here, you guys. They're pretty short books. I almost got them, but I decided that I have a lot of books that I'm reading right now, so I might as well try to finish a few today. I believe that I'm going to finish Such a Young Age as well as The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I was listening to the audiobook for a while, and I got to part 2 in that book. And then I also listened to some of the audiobook for Such a Young Age. And I've got kind of farther in that one too. So yeah, I think right now what I'm going to do is make a cup of coffee, go outside, sit in a chair, and read The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein or Such a Young Age and try to finish one of those. And I might go back tomorrow and buy those other books depending on, stuff like that. So, I don't know, we're just kind of rolling with the flow here. Just a quick update on my computer. I got quite a few more badges. Yesterday I only had this YouTube one and then the overall for 2020. And today, read a book with 5 words in the title or more than 5 words. They both die at the end, that's 6. Read a book with the house. They both die at the end, has like a city on it. I kind of counted that. I cheated, I know, but still, I'm counting it. Read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. My birthstone is sapphire. They both die at the end is dark blue. Read a book in the same spot the whole time. I read They Both Die at the End in my bed. Read a book in the same room the whole time. Again, They Both Die at the End. I read it in my room. And then I got the overall 2019 reading rush. The badges are available right now to collect those. And I believe the ones that were linked to that were read a book in the same spot and with more than 5 words. So yeah, there are a few others that I'll be collecting soon. Hopefully more tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, I'm having fun. We're getting some improvements and more badges. So that's cool. Okay, so I'm outside and I got my cup of coffee, which is mostly just creamer. And then I'm going to continue to read The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. And this one is technically outside of my house. I would go to a cafe and read it, but like everything is closed. So yeah, I'm just going to read this outside for I don't know how long and see how that goes. I'm going to listen to some music, like probably Hamilton. So yeah, I'll update you guys later. Look who came to visit me, Blue. Blue. Hi. Say hi. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. Everyone say hi to Blue. Okay, so it's currently 10:40 right now, and I just got back inside from reading. So this little pink tab is where I started today, and then I listened to the audiobook until I got to where my bookmark is, so around that much. And then I read from the bookmark to where my finger is now. So yeah, I did pretty good progress. I believe that I can finish this tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna have to read outside if I want to get that badge for not reading in the house, or go to the bookstore again and listen to the audiobook. But yeah, I should definitely be able to finish this tomorrow. And then I think tonight I will also be able to finish Such a Young Age. I want to edit after I work out. I'm about to go work out right now. But yeah, while I'm editing, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook, so I'm either going to finish there, or when I'm done editing, and then I'm going to read that. If I do finish it while I'm editing, then I'm probably going to read more Sharp Objects, or even start an Enchantment of Ravens. I'm not entirely sure right now. So yeah, we're just going to have to play it by ear, and I'll probably check in with you guys right before I go to bed. So yeah, this day has been pretty good. I finished a book last night. Probably going to finish one again tonight, and then finish this one tomorrow. And yeah, I scouted some other short books that I could probably finish relatively soon if I got them. So like always, it is 3 right now, and I am kind of tired, so I'm going to head to bed. My eyes are doing that thing where they get really dry and kind of strained, so yeah, that's kind of uncomfortable. Just to reiterate, I got this far in The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, that small portion there, that's what I have left, so most likely I'll be able to finish that tomorrow. I read a chapter of this in the morning, and then I just finished another chapter tonight, so I'm on chapter 3 officially, and the book is starting to pick up steam, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. At first I wasn't really liking the writing style, but it's kind of growing on me. So yeah, hopefully it just continues with that momentum, and then I finish this book. And I am disappointed. I was expecting so much stuff from this book, because like everyone was kind of hyped about it, and they said like good things about it, and like I don't know if I'm gonna go into further discussion tomorrow, so I'm just gonna talk briefly about it right now. But oh my goodness, like I get it, this is a debut book, but the writing style just didn't do it for me. Like, it would randomly go in like a 2-page detailed flashback about someone. Like, it would go, oh yeah, Alex, or however you say her name, had met this person 5 years ago, and then they'll give the backstory of that person, and like they never show up again, or they're not that important. I'm just like, okay, why did I need to read that exactly? I don't know, stuff like that, and just random details that do not matter were just thrown in there. And it kind of took me out of the story, if we're being honest, because it wasn't just like a sentence or two. It was like entire paragraphs that would just halt everything all together. The dialogue just, it didn't do it for me, like, in the slightest at all.
and the characters were, no. The only way that I can think to describe them are like horror movie people, if that makes sense, because kind of most horror movies, you know, you have like the, you know, token black person that acts a certain way, the token rich kid that acts a certain way, and that kind of stuff, and they're like cliches, you know, and that's exactly how they showed up in this book, which was really weird considering that this book was trying to go against like cliches and racial stereotypes and stuff like that, and yet every single character except for maybe one or two people were racially stereotyped. Like, it was almost painful to like read through it, because it was just like, oh my goodness, this is literally like what the media portrays some characters as in, like, you know, movies and stuff like that. And it's annoying there, and it's annoying here. And I have read a few reviews on Goodreads, and a few people are saying that these characters are meant to be like that they're commentary or something like that. And if that's the point, it didn't, for me personally, it didn't come across like that. It didn't come across like social commentary, racial commentary, any commentary whatsoever. It literally just came across to me as a stereotype, and really annoying ones at that. Every single character was, except for Amira, I believe that's how you say it, except for Amira, she was chill. I liked her. I liked Kelly too, but he was 32, and he literally talks like a 16-year-old girl, though. I'm not even kidding, that part annoyed me, but his overall character I kind of liked. That was about it. Everyone else was just, didn't do it for me whatsoever. And it's so weird because this book, it starts out with the main draw of a black babysitter is accused of stealing a child, and I thought that was gonna like be a main thing, and it kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. Like, it was really present at the beginning of the book, then at the end of the book it was kind of sprinkled in there in the middle. And I get it, you don't want to bash us over the head with this, but I don't know, the placement kind of felt off. I felt like maybe if this happened not in the very first chapter, that it could have been played differently, but it happened in the first chapter, so it wasn't like that. And the ending, I'm going to go into spoilers here, so if you don't want spoilers, thank you for clicking on the video, thank you for watching. But yeah, oh my goodness, Kelly, he's a guy, he dated Amira, and he is the ex of Alex. They dated in high school. I actually kind of liked his character, you know, he was pretty chill, besides the way that he spoke and stuff like that. He was done so wrong in this book. So the video that he took of the, you know, grocery store incident that happened at the beginning of the book, he emailed it to her saying, you have the only copy, I've deleted it from my phone, all that, right? They meet again later, they start going out, great. And then the past between Alex and him slowly begins to like rise and stuff like that. And pieces of the puzzle aren't really adding up, but it's kind of obvious, if that makes sense, because Alex begins to become really obsessive with Amira, and it was just weird, because I didn't think that in this book I was gonna have to read about this like middle-aged woman with 2 children becoming obsessed over this 25-year-old babysitter. It was so weird. Like, the way that she was written, like at some parts it was really interesting. She kind of betrayed like that, she was pretty wealthy, Alex was, and so at times she portrayed like that unknowing stereotype of, you know, a rich person and stuff like that. And that was kind of interesting to see how she, like, you know, didn't particularly catch on and notice anything like that. But at the end, she was just, I don't know, her entire arc was just completely destroyed in this one instance, and I'll get back to that. But yeah, so anyway, so the video eventually gets leaked, and Imura blames Kelly, kind of rightfully so, because he was the only one at the time that, you know, could have had access to the video, if anything like that. But the thing that bugs me about it is, instead of, and I get it, Mira was out partying, she was partially drunk, but instead of handling it like an adult, or like even like the next day handling it like adult, or even her friends trying to handle it like adults, they literally just like accuse him, don't let him speak, he tries to speak, they ignore him, they walk out, they leave him, he tries calling her to explain, she switches his ID in her phone to don't answer, and then like she refuses to like talk to him even after that, like a week after that or something like that. And it's just like, are you not even going to allow the guy to explain himself? Like, even if he did send it, are you not going to allow the guy to, you know, say, hey, this is why I did it, blah blah blah, or, you know, because he was pretty adamant on saying, I had no idea, you know, blah blah blah, I swear to you, blah blah, I had no idea. You know, at least let him explain himself, or try to find out if he's lying or whatnot. But anyway, so eventually it's revealed that Alex was the one that got into Imura's email and leaked the video to, like, I forget how it's explained. It's so weirdly explained, to help her in some way, or to get justice for Imura, and Alex thought that she was doing the right thing for her, or something like that. But yeah, Imura finds out about it, and throughout this entire book, Kelly has been warning Imura about Alex, saying, listen, blah blah blah, and she's completely ignored him 100%, despite the red flags being so obvious. Like, it wasn't even downplayed. It was completely and utterly obvious, even without the POV that we as the reader got of Alex's inner thoughts towards Imura. Like, even Imura just like sitting down with her and wearing Imura's POV and them just talking, it's so obvious. Like, if I had an employer like that I wouldn't work there, because I'd be genuinely creeped out. And she kind of tries to explain it as, I'm only staying for this kid, but it's, after repeating that like 15 times, it's just not strong enough of an excuse, honestly. But so yeah, it's revealed that, and on live TV, Imura quits her job and says, hey, I'm not gonna work for you anymore, I'm gonna go to this job, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She knows that Kelly was innocent, but she still doesn't talk to him, and he actually ends up texting her and saying, hey, I saw the segment on TV. I forget exactly what he said, but he was like, I'm proud of you, I'm happy for you, something like that. And the excuse that Imura gives for not calling him or trying to get back together with him is that he was right, and in the relationship he would continue to be right. Like, what? Like, isn't that how a relationship works? Like, someone's right and then they're wrong and then they're right. Like, that's literally just how life goes. You're either right or you're wrong. There's really no in between. So yeah, technically, by default, Kelly is gonna be right in some instances, but the excuse was so weak for them to not get back together that it literally just, it made me mad. it just made me mad because I felt like it could have been handled differently. I felt like it would have worked out better if she would have, like an adult, called him or even texted him or met up in person and said, hey, I like you, but after everything that's transpired, I want to leave that part of my life behind. I want to start anew. They go their separate ways. That's fine. But literally just saying I can't be with him because he's going to be right, and he was right about this incident. It wasn't like he didn't warn you about your employer. Like, he tried to say, hey, yo, Alex is bad news. Don't work for her. And she ignored him, so I don't understand why she's mad at him for that, for anything like that. But, and then it's revealed that Alex, she was mad at Kelly for back in high school. She had accused him of giving this popular black football player her dress and coat to the house and everything, and then they came over the party. She called the cops, and then Robbie, I believe his name was, actually ended up losing all of his scholarships and all that stuff like that. And she was bullied throughout her senior year, and she blamed it on Kelly and said it was terrible and stuff like that. And so it's later revealed that the letters that she was putting into Kelly's locker were falling through his locker and ending up into Robbie's locker because Robbie's locker was below his. And she had known that in high school, and her reasoning was it was easier to blame Kelly for her senior year being ruined than to say it was a simple mistake. So for she's 30, 40 something, so 18, 20 years, she's been holding on to this little lie that Kelly ruined her life despite her knowing the truth for no particular reason other than she wanted to. That makes no sense to me, and I feel like that could have been handled differently too. It just fell apart. It just fell apart. And throughout this entire book, she's also obsessed with Kelly. She literally shows up to his place of work and gets mad at him. And I'm like, can we not talk like adults here? You guys are 30 plus years old. Alex has 2 children and a husband. Can you not talk like adults and try to figure things out? And I don't get why everyone had to act so childish in this book, showing up to people's work, not allowing them to explain themselves, doing this and this and this. It just got so annoying after a while. If I was reading a YA book, I would have given it some leeway because YA has teenage characters. This is an adult book. This is an adult. Everyone in this book, except for the children, are adults. Legally adults, 25 and up. So, I don't know. I just don't really see an excuse for them to be written like that. It was annoying. I barely withstand it in my YA books. I definitely don't want to read about it in my rare adult books that I pick up. I will say, though, the one highlight of the end is that everyone kind of moved on as adults, and I know I just went on a big rant about no one really being adults, but they all move on. Kelly gets a new girlfriend, Alex gets a new nanny for her children and spends time with her child, I guess. Imra gets a job that she likes and that kind of stuff. So it was kind of nice at the end to see that everyone had moved on. But at the same time, it's that ending is still bittersweet because Alex had literally not been able to move on from Kelly since high school. And then all of a sudden, she can move on from Imra? I'm tired. I can barely think of the names here. It made no sense. It just made no sense. I gave this book 3 stars on Goodreads, but I'm honestly thinking about dropping it to 2. It just annoyed me. I might do a full-fledged review of this, but I felt like I kind of just covered a lot there, so I doubt I will. But if you guys want me to, then I 100% will. But, yeah, I'm just disappointed in this book. So, I got nothing really else to say, except for, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow me on all my other socials, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those will be listed down in the description below. And I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully when I finish The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, or I get farther into Sharp Objects, or maybe begin to read Enchantment of Raisins, or Ravens. What is it, Raisins? I think I'm more tired than I'm giving myself credit for. Or maybe I pick up those 2 other books that I mentioned early in the video that I didn't buy. Maybe that'll help. Or I'm hoping for a good read. I started out strong, but they both die at the end. And now I'm just like, oh no. So, yeah. Thanks. Bye.